side just for you. Yeah. Amen. So sometimes he let you know you're going to get poked in the side by folks. The ones that you think love you, going to poke you in the side. The ones that you reached out and extended your gratitude to, they're going to poke you in the side. But guess what? God said, that's the time I need for you to show me that you're my friend indeed now. Yes. You're my friend indeed. Amen. That's the time I need for you to show me that you love me now. Amen. That you practice the same thing that I practice, you practice it now. Amen. That's why I say, what? Greater love has no man than this, that this man laid down his life for his friends. Amen? Yes. Like I said, it's time to lay our lives down. Be honest with you, our lives are always important to God from day one. But when you lay your life down, it means you're pushing your thoughts, your ways to the side, and it's whatever God say do. So if God say love this person, you love him anyway. I don't care how you feel. He's done too much for you. He woke you up this morning. That was a blessing by itself. You ain't in the casket. So if you're not in the casket, you're able to love somebody today. Amen? Amen. Give God a hand clap of praise up in here. Then he says, willing obedience. I'm breaking this down into 3 obedience for you now. Action, continuous obedience, and willing obedience. That's the whatsoever I command you. Look at the wedding feast in the Cana of Galilee in John, the 2nd chapter, verse 5. To make it short and understanding, the mother told Jesus, when the mother of Jesus said, whatsoever he says to you, do it. Something as small as filling some small pots and turn them into wine. I ain't talking about the wine that got you drunk now. I'm talking about it was a unfermented wine. It wasn't no alcohol or nothing. She said, you know what? They done ran out of wine for the wedding. And the man said, I can see them sitting there looking, how are we going to get some wine up in here? Like I said, it's not alcohol wine now. And she said, whatever my son tells you to do, do it. He said, go bring me some pots. Amen? And he sat down and all he did was speak a word. And watch what happened. He filled them up to the brim. Someone said they were overran, that he had more than enough to feed everybody that was a wedding guest at the party. Amen? But watch this. That person would have missed their blessing by not doing what he told them to do. Amen? Why did they sit there and mumble and complain? Well, I ain't going to do that. Guess what? Their guests would have been talking about them. You know how we do now if we have a party or something? What? You didn't have enough food? What? You didn't have enough to drink here, man? What's wrong with you? Yeah. They have been talking about it. But because he did what the mother of Jesus asked him to do, it turned out to be a great thing. Amen? So sometimes the smallest command is always the greatest command in God. Amen? Amen. Something small and going to somebody and just say, hey, I'm sorry, forgive me. It may seem small, but it's great. Amen? See, it's something about hypocrites. They rather deal with the big things than the little things. Amen? They always want to be seen. Amen? They want to do everything where they can be seen. Amen? They love that they can be seen, but they won't love behind the scenes. Amen? All right. That's something about a hypocrite. Amen? But ain't none up in this house up in here. I know that already. Amen? Amen. And that's what you want to stay away from. Because they are the ones that are not friends of God and they pretend to be friends, but they're really outside of God's circle. And it's dangerous to be outside of God's circle. Amen? Amen. Like I said, it's a short word, but it's a deep understanding word. Yeah. It's going to push somebody to help you today to understand that you got to stay a friend with God. I don't care how the situation looks. You got to stay a friend in God. A friend in need and a friend indeed is 2 different friends. And God today wants you to be more of a friend that's indeed. A friend indeed means they with you through the tough, thick, and thin. They with you whether you're poor, whether you're rich. Yeah. They with you whether you up and down. They with you, amen? That's a friend indeed. Yeah. But when you got a friend indeed, they only with you when they can get what they can get out of you, and then they go. Say that. Say that. Those are the folks you want to stay clear of, amen? Stay clear of the folks that only want to get what they can get from you. And God said today, through this word right here, I want you to beware of friends that want to just come and milk you and suck you out and make you run you dry, and then they say, oh, I'm going to the next one. They might be on assignment by the devil. Amen. To drain everything they can drain out of you, and then they move on to the next person. Amen? Amen. But when you're a friend indeed, hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. If you lose a car today, if you lose a house today, I'm still your friend. If you ain't got no food, my house is open. Come on and eat. Amen. That's a friend. Amen. See, that's a friend. You know what? My lawnmower's broke today. You got one? Yeah, man. Look, I'll drive it up there and get it to you. Amen. So you can cut your yard. Amen. I want your yard looking nice just like I want mine looking nice. Amen. Amen. Because it's going to be a day when God reverses the situation. That friend might turn out to be on top, and now you might be down. Now they remember that you were offending indeed to them. They come back and reciprocate to you.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
So beware of the smallest commands that God tells you to do. It's not the biggest things, it's the little things he tells you to do that he wants us to pass the A on. And we get F's on it. We get F's on it because we flunking the smallest command. And that's the one that gives you the best grade. Amen?
That's the love.
Look at your neighbor and say, you know what, I can't keep getting no F. And y'all kids know parents don't tolerate no F's, right? Y'all, we want some A's, at least get a passing grade or something. Amen? Amen? And the reason why they do this is because they're only looking for human praise. See, we're not having this service right here at having church to get human praise out of it. Ain't none of us coming here this morning for human praise. Because human praise ain't worth a hill of beans, amen? We doing it because we want to get some praises from God and say, hey, well done, thy good and faithful servant, when our time is up, amen? And we learn in Bible study wisdom that there's a time to die, there's going to be a time that you live. But you're going to leave here. And when you leave here, what kind of report card you get is based on how you react to the now. That's right. Amen? Are y'all getting this, what I'm saying to y'all?
Yes.
So watch this. He tells you what? He's going to warn you this day of a two-faced friend. Oh man, this is going to get deep here. A two-faced friend. Woo. A two-faced friend. What the song used to say? They smile in your face and backstab in the back. The old days. Yes. Hey, that song became, I believe it got platinum because it was really something out there that was smile in your face and stab you in the back. Amen. Backstabber. What the name of it? Beware the backstabber. Amen. And God says the same thing in the spirit. Beware the backstabber in the spirit.
Say it. Come on, preach.
Beware. They don't want you in church. They don't care about you being in church. They don't want you even to be around God at all. The devil was a backstabber. That's why he's where he is right now.
All right.
Amen. He got kicked out. And so his job now is to persuade you to be a backstabber and join his backstabbing club. And that's why he sits around every day, walking around every minute by minute with his zip poked out. He said, because who they think they are to take my place? Right. So I'm going to take them. This guy took a third of them and persuade them to be a backstabber like I was, but he found out his backstabbing game didn't work with God because God kicked him right on out. All right. So you can't play games with God because he knows where you're at. And anytime you try to backstab the one that created you, you in trouble. Amen? That's why it's dangerous for kids to try to backstab their parents. Amen? The one that brought you in this world, you're going to turn around and try to backstab. What's wrong with you? You're losing your mind now. Then when they tell you to get out, and you got to find out where the rent going to be paid, how you going to eat, how you going to sleep. It gets cold, -5 degrees out there. You out there, when I used to be in heat, all of a sudden you come back to the reality check and say, wait a minute, I ain't backstabbing them no more. And a lot of times it's because somebody else whispered in your ear and said, you know what, you don't need to hear them. It's the same way in God. Somebody will come up and whisper in your ear, you don't need nothing about God, you did it all by yourself. And the devil is a lie. And then when it gets cold out there all of a sudden and you ain't got no food, oh my God, no refrigerator to open up no more, oh man, I can't get no peanut butter and jelly. I'm in trouble. And all of a sudden you come back and open your eyes and say, wait a minute, something's wrong with this picture here. Let me come back and repent. Mom and Daddy, I'm sorry. Can we sit down and talk? All of a sudden now, yeah, reality check hit you out there. Okay. That's why beware of your backstabbing friends that whisper in your ear and tell you one thing and your parents tell you another. Amen. Beware of them. Then they leave you. And that's how they do with adults too. You got some adult friends out here that do the same thing. They backstab you and then they leave you. And these are the kind of friends God says, stay clear of. Because they're not doing whatsoever I command them because they don't have, first of all, how can anybody do the same commandments if they ain't got the same daddy? Say it. If your daddy is God and their daddy is the devil, Lucifer, what y'all got in common? What y'all got in common? If your daddy is God and his son and you obey Jesus and they tell you to obey Lucifer who's called Satan in the name transfer, what y'all got in common? Nothing. You ain't got, one's got wrath coming on them and the other's got blessings coming on them. Which one would you rather have? I take the blessings. I take the blessings any day. Amen? So what happens is, we get to the willing part now. Whatsoever I command you. He says, you know what? Serve the Lord with gladness. In other words,